Greetings, dear suckers. My name's Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. Last time, we had a very enlightening tea time with one Sybil, if that is her real name. And we confirmed a lot of stuff that we basically already knew. And some things that we only suspected, like Sybil being a complete fucking fraud. Anyway. Hey Miles. What's up? Is your mom a witch? Sure. Might as well ask him for the hell of it. Yeah. She's way too obvious about it if you ask me. It's pretty cool though. Yeah, agreed. She's way too obvious. I think she thinks she's being slick, but she's not. She's really not. It's nice to see at least one person in this town has his head screwed on straight, though. So many people in this town have no fucking clue what's going on, Miles. Even when it's smacking them straight in the face. Oh well. Oh, by the way, ghosts are real. Just thought you should know. Yeah, I know. I have YouTube. Okay then. Come to think of it, considering ghosts and such are actually real in this world, there's probably a lot more, at least half credible, sort of ghost sightings and such on YouTube or what have you. You know? Well, maybe you don't. But just because this seems like our world on the surface of it, that doesn't mean that the clear fucking existence of all of these things considered supernatural wouldn't have some kind of effect beyond the obvious. So, Kanika has a cold, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Why? Do you like my sister or something? That's not exactly why I was bringing it up. Ah, she kinda sucks. Finally, somebody who understands me. I feel ya, Miles. I feel ya. She can be a bit of a taffer at times, can't she? You seen any weird rocks around town? Well, I mean, I imagine he's seen some in this very shop, but never mind. That's a rather vague way of saying it. Nah, I'm done hanging around rocks after that whole thing in the mine. Fair enough. That's probably for the best. Anyway, might as well check in on Kanika. Da-da-da-da-da. Yep, same as ever. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. You make your way out of the general store and down the road to the clinic. The fellowship to find Stella is broken. None yet remain. Anyway. Time to finally properly begin the big disaster of the end of today. I was wondering when that would happen. I figure we started this episode, then maybe a second episode to really get into the nitty-gritty of it and finish all that, and then one final episode to finish the day, and then, well, unless the next chapter is released in that time, which possibly, then that will most likely be the end of our journey through Scarlet Hollow for now. 2 to 3 more episodes, counting this one. You make your way up the familiar hill. Yep, that hill is indeed my familiar. That's a weird name for a thing, a familiar. Why is it called that? Ah, I see. From the Latin familiaris, pertaining to the family / household / servants. So it's basically meaning a servant. I guess that makes sense. Past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. Your residential area. Oh, that's a pleasant sound. I thought that was one of those ditchlings at first. That is. But no. That is one, though. And that. That's Wayne. Those might be ditchlings? It's hard to tell. Or they could be a hand. Or they could be the fingers of a very large hand. Although that one being the middle finger, that one being the thumb, or something like that. That is a ditchling. Any others? Did I talk about that one before? Did I mention that one? I don't remember. Anyway. The noises that I'm hearing, are they actually made by the ditchlings? Or are they something else? And if they are made by the ditchlings, are they actually telling me to leave? Or is that just a noise they make as a way of warding off, I don't know, predators or something? It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic. Its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Apparently. With no backup whatsoever, naturally. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. Hey, on the plus side, no backup also means no one to protect. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits this compulsive frequency. And if it were made of metal, that would mean something. It wouldn't be hard to jump onto the terrace from the hill next to the house. Make your way up on the hill and onto the terrace, knock on Reese's basement windows, or just go in through the clinic door. No one will see you. No one that hasn't already, anyway. That's interesting. You've found, at times, that if you haven't wished to be seen, there's been nothing stopping you from remaining hidden. Graveyards, abandoned buildings, old tunnels. You've been in all sorts of strange and unusual places without incident. That's true, I have, and many more besides. And for some reason, tonight, Dr. Kelly's clinic feels no different. You carefully make your way up the old wooden stairs of the clinic's wraparound porch, avoiding any suspiciously creaky-looking steps. You push the door open slowly, just enough for you to slip in, but not enough to risk any sound from the door's ancient hinges. You can see the doc at a desk in some room down the hall. She hasn't noticed you. You shut the door silently, watching her closely. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel that odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. You're here now, and it knows you're here. And you know exactly what it is. Another stone carving, eager to show you its secrets. You've been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner, and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar, as if inviting you to enter. And when I enter, will this jar be stoppered behind me? Turn on the lights. Stupid impatient stone. I thought stone was supposed to be patient. I could have spent a bit more time rooting around in Kelly's house. That would have been fun. Oh well. The lights click on. You're in the morgue. Hi. Fancy meeting you around here. Do you come around here often? Oh good, you're not dead. Well, you're still moving anyway. Assuming that's you. Joe Bob? What are you doing in the morgue? What else would I be doing in the morgue? Clearly I've died, and I'm here to be whatever they do to bodies in the morgue. Eat them, I guess. That qualifies as flirting, does it? Vampire! You haven't seen Stella around, have you? She's been missing since last night. Oh my god, you died and she Frankensteined you back to life! She killed you! I'm not dead. Vampire! I'm not. Please don't stake me. I just sometimes find it easier to sleep down here. Don't ask me why, that's just how it is. Okay then, hang on. Hi! Hey. That qualifies as flirting, does it? Okay. Sure. Sorry, this must look kind of weird. I promise I'm not secretly dead already or something. Sometimes I just come down here to practice, rehearse. Do you know? I'm not certain that's going to do you any good. Besides, I don't think they expect much of a performance out of the dead. But if you are a living corpse, that wouldn't be a deal breaker. That's good to know. I'm still not, but I'm glad I haven't managed to scare you off. It's not often I get to meet new people. Especially new people I, would like to get to know better. You haven't seen Stella around, have you? She's been missing since last night. I haven't. Did you think you'd find her in the morgue? Maybe. His words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. Yeah, tugging at our collars, eh? You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance, and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. I'd rather wander to the back wall of his buttocks. I don't know. You need to see what's back there. Let's follow the pole, I guess. Don't have another choice. That certainly is a wall, I think. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? Rich coming from you, but you feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment, the thing on the other side of the blank white wall loosens its pull on you. Does it now? That's interesting. You kinda looked possessed for a second there. You good? Make him understand. I beg your pardon? Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? No. Scratch that. Who the fuck are you? Use your words. Don't let this fervor consume you. Be present in the moment. What the? You too, Mr. Cole. And now you're back to simply neutrally describing things. As if nothing fucking happened. But something did happen. You weren't acting as a narrator there, or anything such as that. Not normally, and not as mystical either. You were ordering me there. You were ordering me. Where the fuck do you get off doing that? Now that was a fucking mask off moment if I've ever seen one. Two, in fact. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck even are you? Because what you clearly are not is a simple narrative function designed simply to aid in delivering the story. Clearly not. No. I should have suspected this from the beginning. Partly due to this being by the same author as Slay the Princess. Although, it certainly played it far subtler than the narrator from that did. But, well, what do they have in common? They are both told primarily through the second-person narration style. Now, first-person narration puts you and the narrator into the perspective of the person in question, the central character, the protagonist. Third person, of course, pulls you out of that, puts you into a more omniscient perspective, so to speak. But second person narration? That implies a conversation. And a conversation implies at least two participants. In this case, possibly even three. Who is the third who always walks beside you? When I count, there are only you and I together. But when I look ahead up the white road, there is always another one walking beside you. Gliding wrapped in a brown mantle, hooded. I do not know whether a man or a woman, but who is that on the other side of you, Joe Bob? I don't know, but at least we'll be sure. You inhale deeply and take in your surroundings. You can't help but notice that one of the body storage drawers is labeled Pearl Ann Scarlet. Trying to distract me from the revelations that you foolishly let slip, with the opportunity to fuck around with the dead, and not missed. Too little, too late. But, if you're going to offer me such a chance on a stainless steel platter, I might as well take advantage of it. Examine your aunt's body. You step forward and pull out the drawer. So this is your Aunt Pearl Ann, Cole Baroness of the Scarlet Mines, and local she-devil that it seemed no one, not even her own daughter, was able to mourn. Especially not her own daughter, I believe. This is not the first corpse you've seen, but it feels the same as any other. She's an empty body now, the warmth and energy of her life now dissipated. The same as your mother was, and the same as you'll be one day. That's true, it is the same as I'll be one day, but just the one. Like Jesus, but better. Cold air rises from her bluish skin, her vacant, filmy eyes staring up at nothing. You try to imagine what she may have looked like alive and breathing, slinging subtle insults at the townsfolk, if they were even subtle. But it's hard to picture any expression on a face so stiff and cold with death. That's because this isn't her. It never was. Everything that was her is not here. Making sure she didn't walk off? Poke her just to make sure. Poke her? I hardly knew her. You prod your aunt's lifeless body. She's dead. She looks pretty dead to me. But I guess looks can be deceiving. I'll make sure the doc locks her drawer from here on out. She won't be faking it for long when she's locked in a big refrigerator. Unless she winds up being a zombie or something. But that would be lame. Zombies are so overdone. It's so weird that the first time I'm meeting her is like this. Probably means you'll have better memories of her than anybody else in town, if what I've heard about her was true. I only met her a couple times. She never said anything, but she didn't have to. Her look was enough. Like it was a cockroach that had just scurried onto her shoe. I'm not certain what that would be. I don't... Generally, when a cockroach scurries onto my shoe, I... you know, shake it off and stomp it, not bother looking at it in disdain. But anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if she did. A judgmental zombie would be just my luck. That would suck. Zombies are so overdone. If supernatural shit is gonna keep happening in Scarlet Hollow, I hope it's something more original than that. But I'll make sure the doc locks the drawer from now on, just in case. I mean, I don't know how original the stuff that's been happening in Scarlet Hollow has been thus far. We've got ghosts, we've got Wayne, who might be some kind of zombie-esque thing, and we got creatures from folklore. Do you know how to check for signs of murder? Just wondering. No, sorry. Unless there's a meat cleaver sticking out of her head or something. Doesn't look like that's the case, though. Just looks like an old lady. She's totally faking it. I bet she's behind everything. She looks pretty dead to me. Yeah. I'll go with this one. Having seen what there was to see, you slide the drawer back in and close it. The mines had a stone carving the other night, as did Oscar's house yesterday. They've been giving me visions, and I can sense one on the other side of this wall. I need to see it. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. You know, just in case the dead are not quite dead. No, if that were the case, it would be kept here, not upstairs. I just need to get the doc out of our hair. Should take 2 seconds. I might be able to sneak past her. Depends on where the axe is. Get the doc out of our hair? Yeah, if I say I'm sick and need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. I'll bet. And most of the time it's true anyway. How'd you learn that little trick? When you're a teenager whose doctor mom won't leave you alone for 2 seconds, you learn how to make it happen. Yeah, I can imagine. Hang on. Use what you got to get what you need. No shame in that. Exactly. Why use axe when I have arms? Why not just break wall with fist? Yeah, exactly. Like I said, use what you got to get what you need. And when I've got guns like these, I don't need axe. I'm not an expert, but I'm guessing it would be more efficient for you to use those big arms to wield an axe instead of tearing into the wall like some kind of wild animal. But that would be super cool to see. Indeed. Although I guess getting her out of the house might be important either way, since she would probably hear that. Whether fist or axe. Be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanor replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. Of course. What self-respecting man wouldn't get excited at the opportunity to do either of those things, much less both? Or non-self-respecting man, for that matter. You hear his soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom? Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out, though. Really? I thought I'd just pick some up. I've got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice. And some ginger ale, too. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back. Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. You hear her footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing. It worked! You're good, Reese. The theatric rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place. Come on up. We don't have long until she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. Somewhere easy at hand, I would imagine. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. Maybe not there, but good opportunity to ransack it. You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office. I don't see an axe in here. You sure? Axes can be sneaky. We better check everywhere to make sure. He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye. Some sort of records. With your family's name on them. Ooh, the axe could be hiding here, Reese. Pick up the document to read later. Or, you're a fast reader. It shouldn't take you long to skim these. A quick look through right now, or a potentially more thorough look through later. Well, let's see. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents. Find something interesting? They're your family's death certificates. Interesting. Herland's death certificate. Cause of death, sleep apnea. Discovered by her daughter, Tabitha Chrysanthemum Scarlet. No autopsy performed. Tabitha's middle name is Chrysanthemum? Wonder who cursed her with that mouthful. Herland, probably. I feel like I knew that already, but I'm not certain why. Who said you could read any of these? I'm definitely going to make fun of her for that later. What's family for, eh? Edwardine's death certificate. Edwardine Scarlet, born April 9th, 1913. Died February 12th, 2003. Wow, she was old. Aged 89. Cause of death, heart failure. Signed by her granddaughter, Herland Scarlet. Pretty normal. Almost waited to 90. Died of a normal old person illness. Well, heart failure is pretty vague. Who knows what caused it? Enoch's death certificate. Born September 9th, 1887. Died August 20th, 1857. Aged 69. Nice. Cause of death? Fall from cliff. Less normal. 69. Not nice. Not nice? What do you mean by that? This one has a coroner's report attached. That's an odd thing for powerful build and hot to chime in on, but okay. Organs sustained impact injuries. Lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from great height. Hang on, I just realized. This is I got here from a Booksmart trait check. That was a hot and powerful build. That's interesting. Either that implies that there's some way to get access to these without either Street Smart or Booksmart, or they knew. Because otherwise, if it's not one of those two things, why would they put a normally completely inaccessible 3-trait check, effectively? This episode is just full of surprises, isn't it? The narrator ceasing to narrate for a moment and instead commanding a 3-trait option. What is going on here? I wonder. Oh, an actual autopsy report. Looks ancient. Now why were these out on her desk, I wonder? Other death certificates. You quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet, born May 24th, 1890, died 1918. Age 28. Cause of death? Crushed in mine collapse. Body not recovered. Signed by his brother, Enoch Scarlet. That's interesting. 1918. That's the mine collapse, I imagine. Odd that it doesn't show the precise date of the death. And if the things we've seen of the past are to be believed, Enoch Scarlet was the one primarily to blame for the mine collapse, because he rushed it along using poor materials for some reason. Why did he do that? Why was he in such a rush? And why was Theodore Scarlet in the mine when the collapse happened? That's right. You had a great uncle who died in the collapse. Joseph Scarlet, born April 1914, died June 7th, 1944. Louis Scarlet, born August 1920, died June 6th, 1944. Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. These must have been Edwardine's brothers. Oh, okay. Certificate of Fetal Death. Infant boy. Andrew Charles Scarlet. Delivered April 3rd, 1945. Stillbirth. Mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Charles. Cause of death? Complications during birth. No doctor present. Home burial. No doctor present, huh? That's interesting. That settles the question of whether you're related to Charlie. Perhaps. And yet, well, perhaps not. Not so fast. There was no doctor present at the birth, and a home burial. There's some information missing there. Yes, exactly, street smart. Alexandra Scarlet. Born December 12th, 1947. Died August 20th, 1957. Aged 9. Missing. Presumed dead. Signed by mother, Edwardine Scarlet. That's interesting. Alexandra, the owner of the doll. Oh, the one in my closet, right. So she went missing. Ostensibly. And it was the same day Enoch died in a hiking accident. Good point, Booksmart. Very good point. Mary Bell Scarlet, born September 3rd, 1946. Died October 30th, 1963. Aged 17. Cause of death, complications during childbirth. Signed by her mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Ah, right, that one. Wow, that's a lot of kids to outlive. Indeed. Time to whip out the old string and corkboard. Read your family's medical records. If only it was 4, then I could do the whole meme of is 4 a lot? Depends on the context. Kids? No. Kids to outlive? Yes. You turn around and leave the office. It's time to move on. It's been 10 years. The accident wasn't your fault, Joe Bob. The medical supply room is probably a good bet. A fire axe seems like something that might be useful in a room full of chemicals. It's just down the hall. There it is. There it is. Looks like it needs a key, though. It's glass. We'd better not break the glass. I'd rather explain why I had to steal the axe after we've had a chance to use it. I'm not certain that sentence makes sense, but okay. There must be a key in here somewhere. Hey, if you're gonna give me opportunity to root around in here more, I'll take it, but still. Reese stops to listen to something. You can hear it too. but ever so faintly, the sound of footsteps just outside the clinic. Shit! She's back already. You hear the front door to the clinic open and close, the creak of its antique hinges echoing down the hallway. Footsteps start down the hall. She's headed this way. Quick, we gotta hide. I'm not supposed to be in here. Ah, shit. He opens the closet door and hurriedly motions you inside. Don't worry, I'm good at hiding. The closet? I'm in the closet with you, am I? Heh. You slip past him, scrunching into the small space as best you can. He attempts to slide in after you. Let him in, or there's not enough room to hide somewhere else. Interesting choice. Sure, let's let him in. Whoa, you look weirdly a lot more gaunt from this angle. That kind of looks like a Stitch from this angle, actually. You make space, and he slips in next to you, closing the door just enough that you can both still monitor the entrance to the supply room. Dr. Kelly storms in, plastic bag in tow. She takes something out of the bag and places it on the counter. And then she hurries back out, bag rustling as she makes her way back down the hall. We'd better wait a second, just in case. Yes, I know, this isn't my first anything. Flirt with Reese. Yeah, I don't think I need the big flirt in parentheses to know that that's flirting. You're momentarily distracted from the danger at hand by Reese's sudden closeness. It's almost strange to be here with him, after the way he was hidden away for the first few days of your week in Scarlet Hollow. It made him into a seemingly mythical figure, the tragic artist, wasting away in a basement, guarded by a tyrannical warden. Now he's close enough that you can hear the beating of his heart against his delicate ribcage, see his chest rise and fall with shallow, nervous breaths. There's a small smile on his face, and his usually glazed eyes are practically glimmering with the thrill of being somewhere he's not supposed to be. Well, since you're somewhere you're not supposed to be, how about we do something you're not supposed to do? You could reach out and touch him, and he would be solid under your fingertips. I imagine he would be. Well, maybe not. For all I know, he wouldn't be. I can hear how fast your heart is beating. Reese's breath catches in his throat, and he starts shaking slightly in the gloom. I'm just nervous. So am I. I think we're nervous for the same reason. His heart beats even harder, thumping loudly in his chest. So why are you nervous? I'm stuck in a closet with my crush. I'm crushed in a closet with my... stuck. None of these are quite as smooth as I was expecting, but... Sure. You see a blush rise in his cheeks, and he tears himself away from your gaze, trying to hide his face under the guise of staring out into the office beyond. You're right. We are nervous for the same reason. Before either of you can continue shamelessly flirting, the footsteps once again echo down the hallway outside, just beyond the open door. His head swivels suddenly. That was the door to the house. We're in the clear. Let's go. Okay, the two of you spill out of the closet. I wonder. What would have happened if I had said there's not enough room? You close the door as Reese scrambles to find a new hiding spot. Shit! He lets out a panic whisper as he scrambles to find another spot. A few tense seconds pass before Dr. Kelly finally arrives at the threshold of the supply room, storming in with what sounds like a shopping bag in tow. You can barely hear Reese's small sigh of relief as the footsteps recede back down the hallway. Okay. More or less just the same result, but without the opportunity to talk to him. Reese quickly and quietly starts pulling out drawers, scanning them for keys. You can't help but notice what Dr. Kelly left on the long steel table in the middle of the room. A sprig of small, furry fruits. Castor beans. Is that right? Well, fancy that. Good old castor bean. Also known Ricinus communis. Ricinus. You've seen them elsewhere in town, of course. In Sybil's tea room. Fancy that. Supposedly, just decorative. I'll bet. Ah, I was having fun in there. Reese pauses his search, barely glancing back to you. But you still see pink blossom on his cheekbones. Good, he could use a bit more color in those. We could always spend more time together later, once we're done sneaking around. I'll hold you to that, Reese. If the doc hasn't kicked you out by then, or if something else hasn't. He turns away, continuing to rifle through drawers, trying to hide the grin that spread across his face at the suggestion. So, why did your mom get castor beans? Yes, found the keys. He holds up a small ring of keys, each with a strip of colored tape on the head. What's this about beans? Oh, those weird little fruit things. Reese unlocks the cabinet and offers you the fire axe. Here's your axe. And I don't know, I've never seen them before. I'm not allowed in the supply room. It's probably some kind of medicinal plant, right? She took out a chemistry set too. Though, come to think of it, she's not supposed to make medicine. She's not a pharmacist. This room is just storage for orders she gets from a pharmacist over in Brevard. Why would she bring something like that in here? This plant is not medicinal. It makes one of the deadliest poisons known to man. But she's not using it for that, right? Why would she give people poison? People? Oh, she wouldn't give people poison. Obviously, she wouldn't do that. I don't think she's making it for everyone. Just for you. How sweet. You know, she's never told me what my medication actually is. Fancy that. I thought it was just too complicated for me to understand, so she didn't bother. Maybe she has some kind of information on it lying around here somewhere. Giving you medication without giving you even the slightest information on what it is. I do believe that is illegal, actually. Under the laws about informed consent. Fancy that. That drawer over there is locked. If I were information on some mysterious alien-looking fruit, I'd probably be in a locked drawer, right? Good thing I already have the keys. Indeed. Although, in a pinch, there was always the axe, of course. He unlocks the drawer, pulling out a notebook. This is about me. I would imagine. A lot of things are about you around here. There's stuff in here from when I was like 12. It's some kind of diary or medical history or both, I guess. What the hell is this? Something about another episode. Guessing she is referring to one of my rough nights. Oh, here we go. There's some illustrations. Of what? Hold on. Were his nails always that long? I feel like they were shorter. He glances at the strange plant on the countertop. It's those beans you mentioned. She uses them to make my medicine. That's poison, right? That it is. You and Reese jerk your heads to the sound of an opening door. The doctor is in. Interesting. I needed keen eye to notice that, which he also noticed. Guess we know what traits he picked then. Shit, that was the door from the house. We've gotta run. You follow Reese's instructions, once again starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. I wonder what would have happened if... Hang on. What would have happened if I had helped him search the drawers then? You follow his example, starting on the opposite end of the room. The first drawer you try is part of the long steel table in the middle of the room, under the strange plant Dr. Kelly left on the table. It doesn't budge. A small strip of bright green tape stands out to you, placed inconspicuously under the handle. It would be barely noticeable to most people. But the next drawer slides right out, and it only takes a few more until you stumble across a small ring of keys. One of the keys has a tiny square of green tape on its head. Oh sweet, that was fast. Toss him over, I'll get the axe. Unlock the green taped drawer. You can't help yourself. Before handing the keys to Reese, you unlock the drawer. A single notebook sits inside. Find something weird? He takes the notebook from you, flipping through a few pages. Is this the same? Extract by boiling berry? Yeah. Okay, this is slightly different. It's that. She uses that to make my medicine. Extract by boiling berries. Great, she doesn't say what the berries are or what she's extracting. Dude, those are definitely castor beans. She's making ricin. That's one of the deadliest poisons, and it's untraceable. She's poisoning you. I'm surprised you're not dead. But why would... Wait. Again. That was book smart and street smart. From a keen eye option. That's a second 3 trait check. This episode. Something is fucky. Something is very fucky. You and Reese jerk your heads to the sound of an opening door. The doctor is in. Okay. Let's continue on with our second 3 trait. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above. Kind of inconvenient that she came back before we could start doing all the noisy stuff, if you know what I mean. I was right. We did already have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge. But there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I'm just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird sounds, that's just my music. Nice one, Reese. Let's see if it works out. I'll be sure to put in earplugs to drown out all that industrial clanging you listen to. Ha! Nice. You know I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. Can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay. I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You don't have to do that. I'll grab something from my room later. Sure. Whatever you're able to do. You hear the door close, and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room below. Hey. Hey yourself. Why are the explore options at the bottom there? That's it. Oh wait. I know why. You listen to music that sounds like a wall being broken down? Of course I do. I'm sad all the time. I guess the sound of a wall being broken down would be cheering to someone trapped behind one. Glad my taste in music is finally coming in handy. It's exactly the cover we need. Guess so. Stop asking questions. It's time to see what's on the other side of that wall. Another order, huh? Where the fuck do you get off ordering me around? No. I'll do what I fucking will. I should warn you, something spooky might happen when we break down that wall. Reese smiles. Good. Feels like I've been missing out lately. Wall. Now. I guess you've left me with no options, then. Whatever you are. May I make the first blow? Sure. But I want to get in a few after you. I've got some confused and angry feelings I'd like to work out. Fair enough, then. You approach the far end of the morgue, axe practically singing through the air as you strike the wall. It's like cutting through butter. You were right. You could have torn it through with your bare hands. You stagger back from the massive hole in the wall and admire your effort. The wall is broken down. At last. At last. At last we shall see what's on the other side. Next time. That's right. I was just waiting for the perfect cliffhanger. And here it is, a moment before we get to see what's in the wall. So, until next time, I have been Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And remember, dislike the video, unsubscribe if you're for some reason subscribed, and leave a nasty comment in the comment section down below. Fuck you all so much for watching, and so long, suckers!